Hello everyone, I've got a walkthrough on how to beat Chain of Ascension on Rule difficulty with Artanis with the new patch changes, 4.2.4 patch changes. For Mastery Skill Points, Power Set 1 will be doing Shield Overcharge, Duration, and Damage Absorption, Power Set 2, Energy Regeneration and Cooldown Reduction, and Power Set 3, Chrono Boost Efficiency. Real quick before we get into the walkthrough for Artanis, I'm going to cover what's new in the patch notes. Just real quick, I'm going to read through the patch notes and then we'll actually do a walkthrough for that. Okay, so for Artanis, what's new in 4.2.4? Not really that new anymore because I took a little while to get here. But anyway, Orbital Strike energy cost decreased from 50 energy to 25 energy. That's pretty awesome. Orbital Strike cooldown decreased from 60 seconds to 30 seconds. That got cut in half. So yeah, basically Orbital Strike's a lot more usable now. Shield Overcharge cooldown reduced from 300 seconds to 180 seconds. I do like that. And it got a buff. Oh, I'll get into that in a second here. Dragoon damage increased from 14.22 versus armor to 14.28 versus armored. Okay, a little bit better. Damage increased from weapon upgrades from +2 to +1, +3 versus armor. Okay, I'm not really sure I understand that one completely. Maybe, let's see here. From +2 to +1. Oh, okay, I see. So instead of a +2 upgrade you would get from the weapon upgrade, instead now you get +1 upgrade for the weapon damage, and then it also does +3 damage versus armored. So that's like an added bonus. Okay. Dragoon base range increased from 5 to 6. I like that a lot. Range from after singularity charge increased from 7 to 8. Okay. Okay, cool. Phoenix base damage increased from 5, 10 versus light to 7, 12 versus light. Psionic Storm upgrade cost decreased from 150 to 100. Kadarin Amulet upgrade cost decreased from 150 to 100. Kadarin Amulet research time decreased from 90 to 60. Plasma Surge upgrade decreased from 200 to 150. Plasma Surge upgrade research time decreased from 120 seconds to 90 seconds. Okay, so all these upgrades, they're a lot better now. They're cheaper. All of these upgrades are cheaper now, and they've got reduced research times. At least 2 out of the 3 I just read. Shield Overcharge cooldown mastery replaced with Shield Overcharge duration and damage absorption mastery. And this is that buff I was just talking about a second ago. Shield Overcharge duration and damage absorption mastery increases the durability and duration of Shield Overcharge by 3% up to 90%. That's crazy, I think, personally. I might actually use that instead of Guardian Shell now. Okay, Warp Charge cooldown reduction mastery replaced by energy regeneration and ability cooldown reduction mastery. Interesting. Okay, energy regeneration and ability cooldown reduction. Oh yeah, that's right. I really do like that one. I'm going to be using that, that's for sure. Okay, this mastery increases the energy generation and ability cooldowns of all of Artanis' units by 1.5% per point up to 45%. Affected abilities include the Zealot's Charge and Whirlwind, the Immortal's Barrier, and Reaver's Create Scarab, and Phoenix's Graviton Beam. Wow, that's awesome. And Tempest Disintegration. High Templar and Archons will have their energy regeneration increased. Wow, that's great. Artanis is the level 2 upgrade. Guardian Shell now provides 15% life and shield regeneration for friendly units. Okay, I do kind of like that. I mean... Oh wait, 15% life and shield regeneration. Okay, so maybe on Guardian Shield you instantly get back 15% life and shields. Maybe that's what it's saying. Guardian Shell life and shields masteries now provide 0.5% additional unit regeneration per point, down from 1%. Maximum additional restoration reduced from 30 to 15. So it is going to be better just at a base without using any mastery skill points. Alright, we found a mastery level 62 Vorzen teammate named Medius. Epic. Alright, so starting off with this, we are going to be going with the Dragoon, Zealot, Immortal, and Reaver strategy. So basically we're going to get all the upgrades for those units, and then we are going to absolutely destroy. So in my opinion, I feel like Dragoons got massive buff. I mean, they have that damage increase from against armored units, and then they also get every single time you get a weapon upgrade, they get more damage against armored units. It's kind of crazy. And then not only that, so they also get increased range. So it's increased from 5 to 6, and then there's that upgrade the Singularity Charge. That increases their range from, instead of being 7 after you get that upgrade, it now goes up to 8, so it increases their range by 2. It's crazy. Still, they're pretty darn good now. And then because of that new Mastery skill point upgrade, the Warp Charge cooldown reduction mastery, which replaced the energy regeneration and ability cooldowns upgrade. Basically, now all of these abilities that these units can use, like Zealot's Whirlwind and charge abilities, the Immortal's Barrier, and Reaver's Create Scarab abilities, those at Mastery level 90, those have 45% increased ability cooldown now. Like, what? And ability cooldown and also energy reduction. So they can just keep using those abilities like crazy. I really like that. So yeah, that's why we're going with this strategy, because of those buffs. I feel like those units got the biggest buff out of the deal. And then I'm not going to be using that Guardian Shell Life and Shield Restoration Mastery anymore. Like I showed you at the beginning, I don't think that one is really that great anymore. Anyway, so first thing I did was I projected a power field, I threw down a Warp Gate, and then I threw down a Cybernetics Core, and actually I threw down Warp Gate, then I threw down a Assimilator, then the Cybernetics Core. Once the Cybernetics Core was done, I got another gas down, and then I got down my Toilet Council and Robotics Facility at the same time, and now I'm throwing down a Pylon, so I can use that as a field instead of my Project Power Field ability. I just used that at the beginning because I wanted to save some minerals. And then I also warped out two of these Zealots at the beginning to help defend our Janara and Amon's Champion battle that's going on right here. And then, also, because Shield Overcharge is so epic now, look at this. So allows friendly units and structures to absorb up to 380 damage and lasts for 38 seconds. So, with the Mastery now, increases the amount of damage absorbed by 180 damage. Whoa! Like, that's nuts. So yeah, that's crazy. And then, not only that, the effect and duration of it lasts for 18 seconds. Alright, so then my teammate, I used Shield Restoration at the same time, and then he used his Shadow Guard, took out that enemy wave, and then I just created 2 more Zealots and then 2 Dragoons, and now we are going to help defend this Janara now. Okay, and first things first, I'm starting to get those upgrades right away for the Dragoon, increases the Dragoon's attack range by 2. So now this Dragoon is going to have 8 range. They're going to really sit back, and they're really not going to die as frequently anymore. Okay, and then I also started getting the Trillic Compression Mesh ability, or upgrade, that is Dragoons gain plus 40 life. And I'll pop out an Immortal pretty soon here. I'm just kind of low on gas at the moment. And I will start pushing up here pretty quick too. I've been working on my economy this whole time, been pumping out probes, and now we're saturated at home base. And then we're just defending against these Adepts here. Every time my Zealots get a little too weak, I'm starting to pull them back just so they don't die. And I don't want to use that Guardian Shell ability if I don't have to. Try to keep my units, like I was saying, units alive as long as possible.
Amon grants his champion unnatural strength. I must siphon power
so that's all taken out. I've thrown down a robotics base so I can get those Reavers eventually. And pretty quick here, I will push forward once we have this Shield Overcharge ability ready. Once again, I'm going to push forward here with my teammate, and we are going to clear out this area down here. Okay, and I'm popping out 3 more Warp Gates, as you can see. And then I'm getting the first upgrade from the Robotics Bay here, which is Improved Barrier, increases the amount of damage absorbed by the Immortal's Barrier by 100%. Okay, and then we're going to push forward in just a second here. Like I was saying, we've got 4 seconds left before that's ready, and then I will make the push. Enemy waves coming in, but that's okay. We're using this anyways. I want to expand bad, and my teammate's going to use Time Stop here. And we'll easily clear all of that out. Okay, and I just threw down a Forge back at home. Okay, yeah. Now my teammate activated Time Stop. Oh, this will all just get cleared out right away. And I will use that Solar Bombardment on the enemy wave. Once it gets close enough, then my teammate's going to use a Black Hole on it. Okay, so got this all cleared out. I'm just going to push up right over here now. Okay, and I started getting shield upgrades level 1. Oh, and I'm using Orbital Strikes, which also got buffed here. As you can see, fires 5 lasers onto the battlefield. They all deal 50 damage, 100 versus armored units. The big buff was the reduction in energy. It costs 25 energy instead of 50 now. And the cooldown's reduced from 60 seconds to 30 seconds, which is insanely fast. Anyways, yeah, there we used that solar bombardment that I was talking about just a little bit ago. Okay, shield upgrades on the way. And I started expanding. I didn't need to throw down this extra pylon. That was a waste of minerals right there. Only just one, then I can build structures right here. Anyway, I threw down 2 assimilators right away and the Nexus, and then we'll be prepared to go for expansion as soon as that is created. Finished warping, and that is. Okay, I'm also getting Scarab's housing now. Doubles the maximum number of Scarabs that the Reavers can hold. And also, Solarite payload increases the splash damage radius of Scarabs by 25%. Okay, and then let's see here. Yep, still getting shields there. Okay, now next thing I'm going to do is I pulled all my units over here because I knew that this enemy wave was going to be pushing in. Or not enemy wave, the hybrids. I knew the hybrids were going to spawn here, and if you leave the hybrids too long, this is like a really easy way to lose Chain of Ascension right from the get-go. So I pushed down here, or I pushed my units over here right away as soon as I remembered that these guys were going to spawn in. And then I just pushed in. I put my project power field here so I could keep warping in Zealots. And as you can see, these guys are... Zealots are really great distractions, honestly. Because you want to keep your Dragoons and your Immortals alive because they'll just sit back and keep hammering those units. And yeah, Zealots are just really good tanks. And then you got that Guardian Shell to keep them alive. Okay, and then I'm pushing back over here real quick. I put my project power field down because these Adepts pushed in and they just about got us killed. It was pretty close. Like I was saying, right here, this first stage, this is pretty much, I would probably say this is the point where I lose most often on Chain of Ascension. I don't lose that often anymore on Chain of Ascension, but this is the area where it happens most, is this first little stage, because there's a wave that comes in and these hybrids spawn at the same time, and it's a real good combo move they throw at you to try and kill you, and it works. Okay, and I'm getting ground weapons level 1 now, and I'm not going to push all my units over to this this elemental, the slain elemental, because only air units can, or AA units can attack that slain elemental. So I'm just going to take my Dragoons over there, and then I'm going to put down another project power field like right there, and I'll pop out a bunch more and help him attack, and just try to micro out of that the unit deactivation little ability that he throws down on the ground. What's it called? Essence Leech. Siphons energy from the targeted unit. Oh, what the heck? I didn't know it could do that. That's cool. What the heck? Too bad you can't steal these guys. AoE Essence Leech. I think that's the ability right there. Basically, this right here, it'll deactivate my units, as you can see, and it really sucks when that happens because you can't use those units. I use my Orbital Strike to help clear off that ability from them, and now I'm just going to try micro a little bit more. And I am getting Whirlwind upgrade now for my Zealots from the Forge, or not the Twilight Council, that is. And I'm also throwing down another Forge here, and I'll throw down a second one in just a second here once I pop back over there. Okay, that Elemental is now taken out, and I've been pumping out probes this whole time, getting our expansion economy up, and I will throw 2 more probes onto this gas and 1 more onto this gas in just a moment here. Okay, yeah, that's all good to go. Just pulling my Dragoons back over here. And now I warped out 2 Scarabs, as you can see, and these guys are tough. Let's see, did the Scarabs themselves get any boost? I can't remember if I read that earlier. No, I don't think so. But the Master Skill point does help out the Scarabs, the Create Scarab ability. So that is reduced time. I don't know what it was before. It says it's a 4-second cooldown before they can use that Create Scarab ability. So I don't know. Let's see, 45, maybe it was 5 seconds before? I'm not sure. I don't want to do the math in my head right now because it's hard for me to do. It's hard for me to do talking, looking, analyzing, and then math at the same time. If I was just doing math, then that would be easier. Okay, so my teammate, he's pushing up here to go against those hybrids. And I, instead of pushing with him, because he wanted me, he was waiting for me to push up there with him, I took my units down here because I want to take out the enemy wave. If you leave that enemy wave to push while you take out these hybrids, even though the hybrids are delaying Janara from pushing forward, that enemy wave, it's going to push in there and you're not going to have any units to defend. So that's a really good way to lose once again. So yeah, you're going to have to split up your units every now and then with your teammate, and that worked out really well. What I did is I used the shield overcharge ability at that time to help keep my teammates' units alive and my units alive while we split up our units there. Threw down the extra forge I was talking about, and threw down an extra robotics facility now, just in case I want to pop out more Immortals and Scarabs in case I lose them. I'm also getting ground weapons level 2, ground armor level 1, and shields level 2, as you can see in the production tab up here. Okay, I have everything I want for the robotics bay. I don't even get gravitic boosters to increase the movement speed of my observers. Honestly, I like the speed they move with the units I have. Maybe if I was using Phoenixes, I would get that upgrade. But I like my observers moving slower, so I can actually, you know, keep track of them. Like for example, if I get that increased movement speed for observers or overseers when I'm playing as a Zerg army, like a lot of times I lose my observers because I use my attack command and then they go in front of my units and they die. So yeah, I like my observers moving just a little bit slower so they stay alive. And look at these dragoons. They're just camping in the back, taking everything out. This is a pretty impressive army, not gonna lie. With all these dark archons, and he's been stealing enemy units too, and he's going to say something about that too. Let him steal the high level units so he can make his army stronger. Okay, now I'm pushing down here early. As you can see, because this is the next location where the hybrids are going to spawn, like right back here where I'm scrolling over right now. That is where the third and final, well, no, I take that back. The third wave of hybrids will spawn. The final wave spawns back here. But yeah, the third wave is going to spawn right there. And this little sneaky enemy wave came in out of nowhere. They didn't alert us of that until like last second. At least I didn't notice it until last second. Anyways, my teammate was on top of it with his little shadow guard, so he saved the day there. And I've got this whole area all cleared out now. Except for a photon cannon, I think that's like right up there. But yeah, so that's all cleared out now, and then we are going to kind of just sit around for a little bit. We'll push the Janara and Amon, the little battle that's going on right now. We'll push this towards the pit over on this side. And then look at this, another sneaky wave. So yeah, these little waves, they won't alert you of it. No alert pops up. So I put my project power field down over here and popped out a bunch of these zealots again as a distraction in the meantime, and then I got the rest of my units over here because those zealots weren't going to stay alive, I didn't think at least. Okay, and then we were able to finish them off. Okay, and I am now getting ground armor level 2 upgrade, and I believe, yes, I have everything from the Twilight Council now. I got charged just a little bit ago, and now I just need level 3 upgrades, and then we'll be completely capped out with this army, and we're going to be supply capped pretty quick here too. We're getting a real strong army going here. Okay, here comes enemy attack wave. I think I do use solar bombardment on this wave. I was going to push up here and finish out this last photon cannon and get my units ready for that hybrid wave, but we need Janara to be more further forward before we can actually get those hybrids to spawn. Okay, here comes that last wave, and I'm going to bomb them. I think this is where my teammate says he'd like to steal the high quality units because I just absolutely decimate them. Like for example, these Reavers, really good units to steal. And he got 2 out of the 3 there. That was pretty good. Okay, and honestly right there, I shouldn't have used solar bombardment. Yeah, there he says it. Let me steal the more expensive units. That was awesome. And instead, I should have just used shield overcharge there. That would have been a better choice, and save solar bombardment for the enemy hybrid wave, because the hybrid waves are the actual tough ones. And it will spawn in just a second. I just need to get a zealot camping on top of Janara here, so that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll wait for my teammate. Here, and then we'll finish off the push. Okay, here we go. Pushing forward, I'm going to make sure my zealot is sticking right next to him this whole time. I got level 3 shields on the way, and then also level 3 ground weapons on the way. Here's another one of those little sneaky attack waves. They spawn right here, right by this top ramp. So you got a bottom ramp and a top ramp. They spawn right here, and they'll keep sneaking in at this stage. So you gotta be a little careful of that. Honestly, Chain of Ascension is probably one of the more tough co-op missions, I would say, until you really get used to it. Like, until you figure out where the units spawn on a regular basis and when they're going to spawn, it's pretty darn tough. But once you figure it out, I mean, it's a lot easier. Okay, so now another enemy wave spawned in. My teammate's crushing them. I still got my zealot just chilling right here, waiting. And boom, like I said, here comes that enemy hybrid wave. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop shield overcharge and some photon cannons right on top of this hybrid wave and just hammer them. And easily we're going to clear out this hybrid wave because we are definitely really close to supply caps. Actually, I think I was even closer just a moment ago before the enemy wave struck. So I'll just recap that up because we have a ton of excess minerals and gas. And what I'm going to do to spend these extra minerals in just a little bit here, I'll throw down a project power field. And this is a good thing you can do too. Over time, you can just throw down photon cannons with like a pylon and along the path of the Janara's path. And then with that in mind, you'll have defenses, like static defenses, to help defend against enemy waves over time, which is nice. Okay, I warped in a couple extra immortals here. We're getting the final upgrade, ground weapons or ground armor level 3, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, at this point we have, let's see here, 5. We've got 10 immortals. I've got 6 reavers. A lot of dragoons. I don't know how many are there, and a decent amount of zealots. So yeah, basically I would go with that, about that number for your dragoon and no, not dragoon, immortal and reaver count. I would go with that count. And yeah, have a lot of dragoons. Dragoons are just great because, I mean, yeah, they have kind of have like a hit that smacks the enemy in the face. It's really good in that essence. And then the other fact is that they're AA. They're your only AA with this army composition. So you do want something tough. Ooh, what the heck's that? Something. Ooh, what is this? What's this little bombing thing what's going on here? That's kind of weird. Wonder if huh. That is the weirdest thing. What is this little field right here? I haven't seen this before. I am, whoa, what the heck? I've never seen this little animation. I am confused. I will admit I am confused. Oh, anyways, I pulled my pro back up right over here, and I helped my teammate push that forward. I have no idea what that little animation was. That little cloaked animation going on there? What the heck? There's the end game stats for anyone who wanted to see. So that's all I have for you in this video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Leave a like if you like what you saw. Check out the Discord chat. Link is in the description. And also check out the video in the top right corner of the screen. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.